Hey, this your boy J Ray back with another video, back with another live stream. Thank you everybody for joining me. Of course, today is Tech Tuesday. This is a day that I kind of dedicate talk one-on-one about technology, about what's going on in technology, and just all around, just to kind of say what's up, how y'all doing, what y'all are excited about, and what y'all want to talk about. First thing, hey, Tech for Your Needs. Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you. One of the first things I want to talk about that, I kind of want to hit at the top of the screen is praying for the families involved in California, for the families at the school. There was a person who came in and shot up the school today. So just be in prayer for those families, and just to let them know that, we are praying for you, and we pray that everything's okay. We don't know why these things happen, but when they do happen, it's we need to pull together. Hey, Shay Kennedy, how are you? Thank you so much for joining. So that being said, one of the things that I want to talk about today is it looks like these $1,000 phones that we have, and of course I'm talking about you iPhone 10 and Google Pixel 2. It looks like they're having some display issues. On the iPhone 10, there's the green line that was running down the side, and now on the Google Pixel 2, it looks like on the sides of the phone are now having issues on that. I don't know about you guys, but that kind of bothers me, because when you pay that much for anything, it's kind of like a new car, right? So if I go out and I spend $30,000 on a new car, on a brand new car that has like no miles on it, then I expect certain things to be right. I expect there not to be a crack in the windshield. I expect there to be tread on the tires. I expect the interior to look really, really nice. And if I'm paying for that car and then the AC goes out on it, I don't like that. Or the radio suddenly quits on it, or there's a massive recall on the car. That's not a good look on the manufacturer. Same with cell phones. We shouldn't, sorry guys, if we don't put up with that from car manufacturers, then we shouldn't put up with that from electronic manufacturers, no matter who it is. But, I'm pointing out Google and Apple specifically because it's kind of like they're saying, oh, well, here's the latest and greatest, here's the best thing, here's the brand new thing that's coming out, and it's going to cost you $1,000 to get it, and yet you're having issues. You're having software issues, you're having hardware issues, and to me, that's poor quality control. That's poor, that's just all the way around, just bad. Tech for Your Needs says companies are concerned on pumping phones left and right. Ooh, sorry. There we go. Show. Oh, wait. No. I wanted to say that last message. Crap. Okay. Well, I missed that message, and I don't know why. Okay. No. It's not what I want. Go back. La, la, la. Nope, not what I want. Sometimes I just really like this, and then sometimes I don't. Yeah, tech, I understand. The companies, and that's what it feels like, that the companies are just really concerned about making a dollar, making a buck. Like, all they see is us as a dollar sign. And that's, to me, that's not right. I use your product because I like your product, because your product works for my needs. If your product is not working out, not doing good, not doing what you advertised it to do, or I'm having issues with it and I'm having to return it, that's not a good look, you know. And you know, the Xbox One X, that came out, the newest Xbox just came out, and some of the systems are having severe issues with them. Why? You're paying $500 for a gaming machine, and it's having issues. Come on now, I thought we already went through this debacle with the 360. Remember when the 360 was getting the red ring of death? And, sorry guys, my nose is bothering me, but I remember, hey Oreo, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. Now, I remember when I was trying to decide, because I had the original 360, I mean not 360, I had the original Xbox, right? Then I was trying to decide whether I was going to get the Xbox 360 or I was going to get the PS3. Now, I did not like the PS2 or the PS1. I was a huge Nintendo fanboy, if you can believe that. Tip for New, Apple has dropped the ball with iOS 11. They're not the same as where they once were. Yeah. I mean, 100%. iOS 10 was horrible. iOS 11's a little bit better, but it's still got bugs. It's still got stuff that they need to work out. Why they would release a buggy version of iOS, it's like we're still beta testers, is beyond me. I don't know why they do that, or why they think it's cool to do that. You know, like you said, I feel like they kind of wanted to rush it out there just so that they can make $1, you know, and stay on top. It's not like their profits are really going to hurt, considering that they're about to be the first $1 trillion company. Trillion, not billion. Trillion. But that being said, so, you know, I was a Nintendo fanboy, right? So what ended up happening is I was trying to decide between the Xbox 360 and the PS4. Well, my brother, okay. Forbes says 10 is his 11. 11's bad for him. 10 was bad for me. 11 fixed a lot of the stuff that, some of the stuff that I had issues with. But, so I talked to my brother, right? And I was like, hey, I'm thinking about getting the 360. And my brother's like, oh, well, you know, I've had problems out of mine. And I was like, what do you mean you've had problems out of yours? And he was like, well, I've already had the red ring of death 2 times. So he was on his third 360. And I was like, oh, I don't know about that. And then I started reading a little bit further. And come to find out, Xbox was charging you to get online. So you had to pay to play online. Where PS3 wasn't charging to pay to play online. So I ended up going with the PS3. But that being said, so that put a bad taste in my mouth for Xbox. Even though I enjoyed the original Xbox, even though I liked the original Xbox, the red ring of death, I was like, whoa, we're gonna hold off on this Xbox. Now I know a lot of friends of mine and a lot of people, y'all included, have Xboxes and y'all don't have a problem out of them. But I said all that to say this: if Apple and Google do not fix their hardware and software issues, it's going to leave a bad taste in people's mouth. And people are going to be like, I don't know if I'm going to buy that. You know, I don't know if I'm going to spend $1,000 on a phone that's having hardware issues. I don't know if I want to spend $1,000 on a phone that's having software issues. I don't know if I want to spend $1,200 on a phone that's got hardware and software issues. Hey Zon, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So that's the thing about it. You know, as consumers, we ultimately dictate the market. We dictate what we're going to spend our money on and what we're not going to spend our money on. Now, I have an iPhone 8 Plus, which I'm using to film this live stream on, so I hope everything's coming in good. Using AirPods for the audio, so I pray the picture's good. I know it's a little dark because I'm right above the light, but I mean, the light's right above me. But I couldn't see spending that kind of money for iOS, the iPhone 10, even though I do like it. It's a cool design. I've checked it out. But me personally, I like a bigger phone, and I'm comfortable with this design. Now, next year, and I would almost bet money on this, that they'll come out with the iPhone 10 Plus. You know, that there's going to be a plus-size version of the iPhone 10. Will I get that version? I don't know. Depends on if they've perfected the hardware and if they've perfected the software. Because right now, those are two problems that Apple's having. You know, with their OLED screen, with the green ring of death or whatever. Ooh, Zon, you're gonna get Call of Duty World War II. It's not looking good, man. It's not looking good. I've looked at some gameplay. The maps are pretty much the same as what we played in beta. There's a few extra maps in there, but a good friend of mine, Mr. Puffy Stomper from Axis Pirates Gaming, actually rented it from Redbox and said that there was already people, there was hack lobbies, there was people cheating, you know, the normal Call of Duty stuff. iPhone 10 Plus is to compete with Samsung S Plus or Note. How about the graphics? Graphics on Call of Duty, I mean, it looks good, but you expect it to look good. It's a new game. So, right now, I'm kind of holding off. Because I really haven't decided if I want to get Call of Duty World War II. Now, when I played the beta, I did have fun. But for right now, it just doesn't seem like there's enough that Sledgehammer is bringing to the table for me to want to buy World War II. Now, Treyarch, on the other hand, like Treyarch, who develops the Black Ops series, I really, really like. I pray that Treyarch is doing another Call of Duty World at War. That was a great game. I enjoyed that game immensely. But this one, I'm not feeling it as much, you know. But that being said, you know, that's the same way. That's the same way with kind of the Google Pixel and the iPhone 10 is how I feel. Is like, okay, they're nice phones, they're good phones, but the hardware issues and the software issues are kind of like, I'm holding off a little bit, you know. The next game that I'm actually looking forward to getting is, of course, the God of War series. The new God of War that's coming out. Anthem that's coming out next year. I'm looking forward to getting Darksiders 3. I'm looking at getting that one. Of course, you know, that's always a plus. That's always a plus. New games, new hardware, always a plus. I'd like to see some gameplay on the Super Mario Odyssey. I haven't seen any of that yet because, you know, it's I don't know. I just feel like some of these companies are just throwing stuff out there and expecting consumers to just flock to it and buy. And of course, iPhone did sell a lot. iPhone 10 issue is not that bad. I don't see lots of people with it. Pixel 2 XL issue is real bad. Tech for your needs. That's, yeah. Yeah, Pixel 2 XL. And, you know, that's what I'm saying. So, Google brought the Pixel 2 XL to compete with the iPhone, right? to really go head to head with not just iPhone, but to kind of beat back Samsung and LG and HTC, and really for Google to say, okay, here's our phone, here's our top-notch phone that's as good as, or if not better than anything out there, right? Now, I want to point out something. Google knew the rumors and everything, and more than likely knew what iPhone was going to be coming out with. You know, the dual speakers, the wireless charging, the new design edge-to-edge display. Google knew this. And I feel like that Google took a step backwards. I feel like that, okay, Google said, okay, we added stereo speakers. What about the wireless charging? Why didn't you add that? You know? Why did you stick with the same back design? You should have made it all glass so you can incorporate the wireless charging. Edge-to-edge display, you know. Get rid of the squeeze feature. Do something that's Google. You know, don't borrow from HTC. Do something that's strictly Google. You know, do something that is unique, just like the Nexus brand was unique. You know, I liked my Nexus phone. I liked my Nexus 6. It had everything in there plus the kitchen sink. Huge OLED 6-inch display. Wireless charging, quick charging, dual stereo speakers, nice design. At the time, it was big because at that time we were not used to big phones. But then it was like the phones started coming out, and then iPhone came out with a big phone, and it was like, man, you know what? This Nexus is really dope. You know, this Nexus 6 is really, really nice. The other thing that I gotta kind of touch on and talk about is the fact that Google is still getting malware apps in its Play Store. It's still getting apps that are stealing customers' data information, their card information, and it's really, really bad. And I want y'all to think back a while when last time this happened and Google was like, oh, we're purging apps. We're purging a whole bunch of apps out of our app store. Okay, so you purge the apps, but you still have apps in your app store that are malware apps that are stealing people's information. You know, Google, you need to tighten that down. You need to fix your hardware, and you need to tighten down on your app store. You can't have customers' information getting, how can I say, getting stolen, getting jacked, because Google, you have a lot of people that are very, very loyal users to you. You know, one of the things that I've been thinking about lately, and I know I can bring it to you guys because this is tech, is if I were to swap, if I wanted to go to Android, what phone, what manufacturer would I want to go? And you know, I do like stock Android, and the Pixel 2 XL, it was running stock Android. But now with all the issues, I'm like, well, who can I go to that has the same ecosystem that I'm used to dealing with? You know, who can I go to that's putting out a quality product, a consistent product, time after time again? And the one company that came to mind was Samsung. Samsung is the only one that has wireless earbuds. Yeah, Samsung Galaxy Note, exactly, Tech. Samsung's the only one that has the true wireless earbuds. The ones that Google come out with still have the connector, the string that attaches to them. So Samsung's got the true wireless earbuds, kind of like the AirPods that actually compete with the AirPods. They have a watch that you can use Samsung Pay with, which means any terminal, anywhere, any card reader that accepts a card, whether you have to swipe it or put your PIN in or whatever, Samsung Pay is going to work on that terminal. Okay, so they got the watch. They got their phones, great design on their phones. Their phones look great. Now, if I did go with Samsung, it would be either the Samsung S8 Plus or the Note series. And I kind of lean more toward the Note series because I like that design a little bit better, and I like the way that it fits in my hand a little bit better than the S8 or the S8 Plus. So, and the Samsung Frontier version, they're really nice smartwatch. I really like. So, if I was to switch, because, you know, the Google Pixel 2 XL, that would be the phone that I would go to, but it's just got too many issues right now. The other phone that I looked at is the Essential phone. I like the design of it. I like the way it looks. I like the fact that it's using ceramic and titanium, but it still has its issues. And also, do you know how hard it is to find an Android Wear smartwatch that looks as good as the Moto 360 but has all the features of the Samsung Galaxy S3 smartwatch? Man, they ain't got it. Android Wear is struggling. The only manufacturer that is competing with Apple in the smartwatch, I say only, Samsung Gear Design, best mobile payment system, and smartwatch S3. Yeah, exactly, Tech, exactly. But the only, and that's the thing about it. The Samsung Gear S3 is competing with the Apple Watch and the Fitbit. I mean, come on, man. And Android Wear is like, we're here, guys. Here we got Michael Kors, we got Fossil, but all those smartwatches can only do a few things really good. They can't do a lot of things great. You know, it's not like Samsung. It's not gonna have where you can pay with NFC. It's not gonna have the speaker on the outside so I can take a phone call. It's not gonna have the SIM card built in it. You know, I mean, and so that's the thing about it. Is though I like stock Android, I do. And the thing that keeps me from going to Samsung is, I don't know if y'all know, but I did have a Galaxy Note 3. I had a Note 3. I didn't have it that long. It was slow. It was buggy. Now, I don't know if I got a refurbished one from AT&T or whatever. It didn't come in a Samsung box. It came in their little AT&T box or whatever. But anyway, the software was laggy. It was bad slow. I say bad slow. It wasn't fluid. It wasn't fluid for me. And then of course all the bloatware that was on it, all the AT&T apps, all the Samsung apps, all these other apps. Now, I'm not saying that Apple doesn't have bloatware, because Apple does have a lot of their own apps. But the thing that Apple does not have is a bunch of carrier crap on top of it. Now, to get one, Note 3 can't compare to two different eras. Yeah. Now, I totally get that. I had a coworker at work that had the Note 8. She put a case on it. It was very nice. Very nice. I like the Experience UI that they have on there. It's light. It's not heavy. But the thing about it is, for me to get that and enjoy that, I would have to get one that's unlocked, that's carrier-free. Complete carrier-free is how I would have to get one. And I'm fine with that. But here's the other thing, too. Here's the other thing that I think you guys have to remember also. With Apple, with the iPhone 8, I get 5 years of software, of the latest and greatest of every security update for 5 years. Samsung, I might get Oreo 8.0. I would get Oreo. I would get 8.0 Oreo for Android. But would I get 9? You know, would I get Popsicle or whatever they're gonna call it? You know, would I get that? And security updates. How long would it take me to get that security update? How long would it take to get from Google to Samsung and then Samsung to push that update out to me? Now, if they had a Note series that ran pure Android, like pure Android, I could be down for that. I really could. And this is something that's telling, and I know I've talked about this before, but when you see Samsung running their own version of Tizen on their smartwatch instead of Android Wear, that's kind of if I was Google, I would be alarmed about that. If I was Google, I would be upset about that. Now, you know, Google does have some good software features. I know me and DNS Monkey was talking about it, and for me, I prefer Siri. That's me. I feel like Siri understands me better. She gives me the information that I want, and she's got a little bit of personality on the side of it. That's not to say that Google Assistant doesn't have personality either. But one of the things on my Nexus 6 that frustrated me when trying to pull up Google now was saying, okay, Google, and it might pop up or it may won't. Or like if I say, okay, Google, she won't pull up. So I had to say it the same way that I trained it, you know. So if I said, okay, Google, I had to sound like that every time. Every time I say that key phrase, I had to sound exactly that way. You know, I couldn't be in the shower and say, hey, you know, or, okay, or be sick. Okay, Google. You know, it wouldn't trigger. You know, so I had to say it at the same time every time. With Siri, it's different. With Siri, I can say it however I want. I'm in the shower, I'm washing my hair, and I'm like, hey Siri, what's the weather today? And Siri will say, oh, well the weather for this morning is da-da-da-da-da. Or I can be across the room, hey Siri, play radio station Christian. And she'll start playing it, you know. And as you guys can tell, I do have a heavy accent. So, me being Southern and having a real heavy accent, I feel like Siri picks up on that a lot better than Google Now. But it doesn't matter, like, which one, you know, which assistant or anything's better. What matters is the fact that you pay so much for whatever phone you prefer, whether it be a Galaxy Note 8 or whether it be a Google Pixel XL 2 or whether it be an iPhone 10 or an iPhone 8 Plus, whatever. You pay all this money for this phone, and I'm the type of person that I don't want any issues. Let's see, Tech Through needs updates. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Look at how much trouble Apple is having with this update, iOS 11. Oh. No. Okay. If it ain't broke, why fix it? Look at how much trouble Apple is having with this update. iOS 11 updating all don't mean better. Just as techies ask, why do we really need it if they are working? That's a very good question, Tech. And I'll put it to you like this. Security. You always want to be on the latest and greatest update, because a lot of times if you're not on the, think of it like your computer. If your computer is not updated to the latest and greatest tech, let's say you stay on Windows 7, you're not going to get all the new security patches. You're not going to get all the major features of the new OS because you're still stuck on Windows 7. So since you're not getting all that stuff, you're more out to be more vulnerable than you would if you upgrade to Windows 10. Now, that being said, there are going to be issues. There are going to be bumps. And I'm not making excuses. I don't think there should be any bumps, and I don't think there should be any issues. But you're always going to have some issues. Some are going to be, I can deal with this for a little bit. They'll patch it. And then some are, okay, you bricked my phone. I need a new phone, or I need you to reimburse me my money. You know? And I have found that, sorry guys, I had jawbreakers in my mouth. But I have found that 9 out of 10 times, hey Jason, how you doing? 9 out of 10 times when I do update to the latest and greatest, there's only been a couple of times, or I say a couple, there's only been a few times when the latest and greatest run or made my phone unusable. One of them was my iPhone 5. My iPhone 5, I updated to iOS 8 or iOS 9. It was one of them, and it made my iPhone 5 just crap. The battery wouldn't last. I was having trouble pulling up stuff, which, granted, the phone was old. It was 3 years, 4 years old. But security update and operating system updates are different. You can still get security updates, Tech. Now that's true, Tech. You do get some security updates. But you have to look at it like this. If you're only getting some security updates, then, thank you, iOS Beta 3, nice. Jason Gill says iOS 11.2 is smooth and he's on Beta 3. Didn't think I could count, did you? 2, 3, yep, see. Anyway, but if you stay on the old operating system, they're only going to patch the major things, right? So if it's a major breach, they'll patch that. But then eventually, you're not going to get anything. Where if you update to the latest and greatest OS, then that's something new that nobody's had time to figure out where all the security holes are or wherever everything's at. So that means that if there's anything out there, it shouldn't affect this new operating system that you have. Now, you're still going to be getting security updates, but you're going to be getting a lot more security updates when you upgrade to the latest and greatest OS instead of hanging back and staying on the old update, which everybody knows, and everybody's consistently finding more security holes because those holes are no longer being patched for that operating system because that operating system is old, right? To give you a prime example, look how many phones still run Android Lollipop or Jelly Bean. You know, there's still people that are buying brand new phones that are still running Jelly Bean or still running Android 7. You know, they're not running Oreo, they're running Marshmallow or something like that, you know. Yeah, thank you, Jason. They're still running Marshmallow. So think of how many holes are in Marshmallow. Look at my Nexus 6. My Nexus 6 is on 7.0. Yeah, exactly. Some are still on Lollipop. But my Nexus 6 is on Marshmallow, you know. And it's like, okay, but you're not gonna update it anymore. You're not gonna fix my thing. And what's the one that came after Marshmallow? Because I did update to Marshmallow, which was 7.0.1 Nougat. So I upgraded to Android Nougat. Now my phone, thank you guys, thank you. Hey KB, thank you so much for joining. And guys, remember, if you haven't hit that like button and pound that subscribe button, please do so. I'd love to have you. This is the one day out of the week that I do this kind of face-to-face with y'all and talk about tech. The rest of the time is gaming and just hanging out, having fun, which I always have fun when I do this. But, so you have to look now. So I'm upgraded on Nougat, right? Now, my Nexus 6 is 3 years old. The last security update I got was a major security update because it was a major breach. But, hey Holiday, how you doing? Thank you so much for joining. So, with me being on Nougat, they're not going to worry about it as much, and every security hole that was in Nougat and new ones, they're going to use and they're going to exploit, right? But if I was to update to Android Oreo, which is just out, I would be getting new updates. I would be getting new security updates, and it's a new OS. So it's new, it's fresh, and there's a whole lot of people who have not figured out all the flaws of this operating system because it's new. That's the benefit. So when I say upgrading your OS, essentially it is a security upgrade. You know, it is something new that the hackers have not had time to really figure out. Now, as the months and the years go by and they start learning the operating system, then yes, they're going to find holes. And yes, there's going to be patches issued. Yes, there's going to be security updates for that device. Now, that being said, that's why I like Apple and their 5-year support for a phone. You know, who knows if I would still be using my Nexus 6 if it was still getting updates and if it was still getting security patches from Google. Now, that being said, how many of you guys loved your Note 5, your Samsung Galaxy Note 5? How many of you would still be using that Samsung Galaxy Note 5 if it was still getting the latest and greatest Android operating system and the latest and greatest security updates? I'm pretty sure a lot of people would still be using their Note 5s. I know a lady, met her today, she's using a Note 3, you know. She's using a Samsung Galaxy Note 3. And she loves that phone. She really does. She loves that phone. But at the same time, exactly, Jason. And at the same time, though, I'm kind of like, okay, how does she keep from having to, let's see. Oh, yeah, iPhone 7. I hear you, Tech. I hear you. At the same time, one on Wi-Fi, one on cellular. Exactly. But what I'm getting at is, okay, so you have this Note 3 that you're using. Me myself, even Easy swore by the Note 5 until well, yeah, because the Note 7 debacle. After the Note 7 debacle and the Flame On thing, and you know, that's another thing too, you know, we were talking about these $1,000 phones. That's like the iPhone 8 with swollen batteries. Now, I have not had that happen, but I do believe I got an air bubble on my screen. So if I'm ever able to go to the Apple store, I do want them to check it out. But for right now, it hasn't manifested into anything big. Holiday says, I still use my Note 5, but it's kind of outdated. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what makes me wonder, this lady that's using her Note 3, and I'm thinking, okay, she's not getting any security updates unless it's major, right? Unless it's a major update. She might be on Marshmallow, but she's probably on Lollipop, is what I'm thinking. And I'm like, how does she keep herself secure online? You know, that's one of the things that you know, I'm like, you're not upgraded to the latest and greatest, right? And then there's people that I know that run antivirus on their phone. And I'm like, why are you running antivirus on your phone? You know, that just, to me, that's weird to run antivirus on your phone. You know, if you have the latest and greatest, if you have the latest and greatest security updates, you really shouldn't have to worry about running antivirus on your phone. Now, that's if you're not going to all the websites, you know, if you're not trying to look at stuff and watch certain videos and stuff like that, you know, then you may be, you know, have to worry about more of that. Lady on Note 3, maybe she is not a techie like us, so she's, yeah, now that's true, that's true. Tech says she may not be in danger because even though she's on the Note 3, she's not doing a bunch of stuff like we do, and that's exactly right. That's exactly right. But that brings me to my other point, okay? So she's not doing what we do on our phones, but if somebody tells her, hey, download this app, and she's not paying attention because the Google Store has not done any effective purge on what apps are really good in the App Store and what apps are malware, and then she clicks on the wrong app and it downloads and all her ID gets stolen, she's not going to know why. She's not going to understand. She's, well, I downloaded this app, but she's not paying attention, you know, because the app looks the same. It's got the same stuff as the authentic app. You know, it's really hard to tell the real app from this malware app, right? So now she downloaded the wrong one because, you know, Google's way of them checking the apps, checking to make sure that the apps are not malicious in any shape, form, or fashion, has now failed that customer, you know. Now, the other gentleman that was with her today at work was telling me he owns a Samsung Galaxy, I want to say it's either the 7 or an 8, I'm not sure, but he was telling me that he went and bought the iPhone 10. And I was like, well, how come you switch from iPhone 10 to, from Samsung Galaxy to iPhone 10? And he said, and this is a quote, he said it's because viruses. He said he downloaded the Tidal app, that Jay-Z streaming music service, Tidal. He downloaded the Tidal app, and he said it put a bunch of malware viruses, put a bunch of viruses on his phone. His phone was slow. It was overheating. The battery wasn't lasting. It was unresponsive. So he took it to AT&T. And the AT&T clerk told him, said, yeah, Tidal is horrible. It is virus-ridden. You don't want to download it. You know, you don't want to use it, right? So the guy was like, I don't want a phone that's going to catch a virus. But I'm thinking, okay, if Google's app checking system the algorithms that they use to make sure that this app is not bad, to make sure that this app is official, to make sure that there's no malware, that it's not a bad app, was actually working, then this guy would have never had to worry about, or would have never known that there was a malicious app out there that was sucking up all his personal information, all his passwords, everything like that. So, you know, there's good and bad. There's good and bad to both sides. You know, there's good and bad on everything. You know, but that's what I'm saying. If you're paying for these phones, if we're paying for these phones, if we're dishing out this much money for these phones, then we should demand better security, and we should demand longer updates. Because if you're spending $1,200 on a phone, do you want to spend $1,200 every year? Or, well, let's say this year is $1,200, next year it's going to go up to $1,300. You know, and then $1,500, and then so on and so on. So it just keeps getting skyrocketed higher and higher and higher. When do we, the consumer, say, okay, you know what, that's enough. I'm not going to pay for this. You know, I'm not going to stick my money out there like that just so I can upgrade every 2 to 3 years. That guy bought iPhone 10 with problems. Did he do a better purchase? Let's see. Bought iPhone 10 with problems. Did he do a better purchase? iOS 11 and hardware issue. That is the key question. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. And you know what? That's going to be for him to decide. Now, he may get an iPhone unit and it works great. He don't have any issues with it. He don't really notice the software bugs, you know, etc., etc. But if he does have a problem with it, right? If he does have a problem with it, he can go right down to an Apple store and trade it in just like that for a new one. No questions asked. They'll look at it, say, yes, sir, you have a problem. And sometimes they won't even say nothing. They'll just walk back out, hand you a brand new phone. You know, Apple's customer service is A1. I think what kind of got me on the Google Pixel, and I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but when everybody was talking about the display and how the colors were really, really muted, and I mean really muted, how the display was kind of dull, Google was like, oh, well, you know, we meant it to be that way. Don't you worry. We meant for it to be that way because we wanted it to be more natural. We wanted it to look natural. Muted colors do not look natural. I'm sorry. If I go out in my front yard and it's a bright and shiny day, I guarantee you the leaves on my holly bushes are nice, deep green, and just look waxy. Yeah, exactly, Jason. That was a cop-out. But the leaves are nice and waxy and are gleaming and shining. If I look at my pear trees that are out front, the leaves, they're changing colors. The reds are deep. The oranges are kind of like a light orange on there. Because color experts even said it wasn't calibrated properly. Yeah, Jason, I completely agree. But it's the fact that, you know, is that, okay, look, we didn't do this right. Instead of Google saying, well, you know, we thought that this was right, but you know what, we screwed up, we didn't calibrate it right, or whatever. No, Google tried to pass it off as, hey, we meant for it to be that way. Remember iPhone 4, antenna gate? Well, you're holding it wrong. What? How the crap else am I supposed to hold this phone? What, am I supposed to do it like this? Walk around, no hands. Let me hold it between my shoulder and my ear all the time. You know, because if I hold it the normal way, like a human being, I'm going to drop the call. Come on. Apple caught so much flack for that, you know. Apple did a Google Move a couple of times, Antenna Gate, BeamGate, never recall. Both companies are doing the same. Yeah, exactly. You know, and it wasn't until customers actually started saying, look, you're going to have to do something. You're going to have to fix this. You're going to have to do something. Then Google sends out a software update to update. The reason Google and the phone companies don't update their phones on a regular because they want you to spend more money on a new phone. Yeah, exactly, Holiday. Exactly. You know, these companies know that they can entice us with the latest specs, with the latest design, with the latest and greatest screen. That's why you have to buy a new phone every 6 months. I'm not buying a new phone every 6 months, but I get what you're saying. I mean, they throw this stuff out there to entice us to get. Google isn't holding their OEM LG to a high enough standard. I bet there's a lower reject rate, and they are letting things slide. Tim Cook will fly to Foxconn and throw people off the roofs. So they just said it was suicide nets. It was actually Tim Cook like, you're going to make this phone right. And just throwing them off the roofs like, we ain't going to worry about him no more. He'll be making phones. He'll be making phones and Sheol or Hades or wherever he's at. He can make phones over there. We're not going to have that crap here. You know, but still, the excuses that these phone companies come up with are bull crap, are just pure bull crap. Now, that brings me to OnePlus 5T. OnePlus. I gotta have your ear for a minute. OnePlus. Your OnePlus 5 was great. Okay? Your OnePlus 5 was a good phone. It was not a bad phone whatsoever. When you're dropping a phone 6 months later, after your original come out, it's not a good look. You should have waited. You should have, if you wanted to compete, you were already competing because your phone was $500. If you wanted to compete, price that bad boy at $450. And say, hey, look, we're giving you 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigabytes of storage. We dropped the price, $450. Take some time to design your phone, to spend some time to separate itself from other phones. Not look like an iPhone 6, not look like an Oppo, not look like anything out there, but look like a OnePlus. Okay? You could have come out with a 5T next year. You could have said, hey, we got a 5T next year, and it's got wireless charging, dual speakers, dash charging, 128 gigabytes of RAM, and we're going to let you have it for $600. Y'all would have knocked it out the park. You really would have knocked it out the park. Instead, you rush this. You rush this because it's a money grab, okay? And that's how people see it. Why did I buy carbon copies of Oppo? That's the problem. They take whatever design is available. Yeah, but, you know, I'm just saying, you ticked off your customer base because your customer said, well, why did I buy a OnePlus 5 and 6 months later you announce a 5T? Come on now. That's not cool. Don't do that to your customers. You have a loyal, and by loyal, I'm talking a rabid Tasmanian devil fan base. Do them a favor. Take time with your design. Take time to be original. Take time to come out with the best OnePlus that you can come out with. Samsung drop phone twice a year. S model and Note. OnePlus is doing the same. Sony did it before, and other companies. All OnePlus buyers that got screwed over know better now to buy the phone once a year in the second half of the year. Now, you know, talking about Samsung does drop a lot of phones. You got the J series, you got the Galaxy series, but here's the thing. The Galaxy series basically come once a year. Next year, we're looking at the Galaxy S9, S9 Plus, S9 Active, and Note 9, right? So you got 4 different variants of the Galaxy series, but they only come once a year. What OnePlus has done was said, okay, we brought out the 5T, but 6 months later, here we go. We got this 5T Plus or whatever. You know, we dropped the 5. Oh yeah. I feel you, Jason. Ooh, it's coming to Sprint, the S8 Active. Okay, 4,000 milliamp battery. Nice. Just be aware of that screen, because the reviews on that screen was it scratches really easy, so be on the lookout for that. You might want to put a screen protector on it. But, you know, the thing is that, you know, you don't drop a phone and then 6 months later, you know, pop out another one. You know, you need to have, I would say a year, at least a year. You know, Apple drops one a year. You know, Samsung drops on one a year. The prices of these new phones are crazy. Yes, Holiday, they are crazy. And for what we're paying, and see, that was the thing about OnePlus, is everybody was like, okay, I'm only paying this much amount of money. I'm paying half and getting really, really good technology for half of what I would pay for a Samsung, a Pixel, or an iPhone, right? But at the same time, it's like, how do I know that OnePlus is going to update this phone when they're dropping another phone 6 months later? You know? They said that they was going to update the OnePlus One. Oh, the OnePlus One is going to get this, it's going to get that, it's da 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 da. I don't even know if they're still updating the OnePlus 2. You know, I don't even know if their OnePlus 3 did get an update. But if you bought a OnePlus 1 or a OnePlus 2, are you not kind of left out in the cold, even though the company said, oh yeah, we're going to support it? You know? I mean, so that's kind of iffy, you know? And when you do that, I think it makes we the consumers, we the customers, it makes us bitter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, why am I even spending my money on this? If you're going to drop this 6 months later, I might as well go and spend double the money on an iPhone because I know they're going to update it. I might as well spend double the money on a Google Pixel because I know they're going to update it. I might as well spend money on a Samsung, you know, because I know that they're going to take care of me. I know their phones are coming out at least once a year, and I know this phone will last me 2-3 years, maybe 4 tops. You know, before I just have to trade it in, you know. And, you know, as techies, we always look at it, you know, a maximum, you know, of okay, this will last me 2 years because this is how long the updates are going to last. For some of us, it's, okay, this is going to last me a year until the new hotness comes out because I want to have the new hotness, you know. And I understand that. Trust me, man, if I had the money, I'd have me a bunch of new hotnesses too, but you know my pocket's kind of thin right now, so you know I can't afford all them nice phones, you know. But one of these days. But I mean, no big deal. I pick what's best for me. I would be upset if I spent that much money on OnePlus and then they just dropped another one because in my mind I'm going, okay, how long are they going to support this phone? You know what I'm saying? How long are you going to support this phone because you just dropped one 6 months later? Okay? So that's the way I look at it to an extent. You know, it's okay, how long, if I have to hold on to this phone, especially if I'm paying over $1,000 for these phones, how long is this phone going to last me in case something comes up, in case I have a health issue, in case I have an emergency, in case we're not able to do it because of financial reasons or because I'm trying to take care of some other stuff. How long is this phone going to last me? You know, that's something that's always at the forefront of my mind. You know, it's just like when I buy a computer. I'm getting ready to buy a new computer here in another year. One of the things that I think about is, okay, this computer that I have has lasted me well over 6 years. Okay, well over 6 years. In those 6 years, I've gotten every update, every new OS that's came out. If I wanted to swap to a Windows machine, would I still have that same support? Would I still have the accessibility that I have with this other computer that I currently own? You know, so I always spec it out because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what's going to come up. So it's better to me to think in terms of longevity than, okay, I'm going to buy this laptop and then they're going to drop another one next year, so I'm going to sell this one and I'm going to buy this one, you know. Because from where I am right now, I'm not able to do that. How is your computer handling the updates? My computer's handling the updates great. I'm on High Sierra on a 2011 MacBook Pro, and it is running High Sierra, no problems whatsoever. Now I did get some malware on it. I believe that was my mistake because I was searching for something, wasn't paying attention, clicked on the wrong thing. Anyway, I went Malwarebytes, clicked on it, and got it taken care of just fine. Oh, you're running High Sierra on a 2010 Mac Mini? Nice. Nice. I actually thought about getting a Mac Mini. Oh, yeah, with the disk drive. Yeah, mine is one of the last ones to have a disk drive in it. And I'm actually, I'm trying to convert everything to digital, all my movies and everything. But it's kind of hard when Apple won't let you upload it. Oh, you switch your browser on all your computers to Firefox? See, and I've been using Safari. I use Safari on mine, and then I use DuckDuckGo as my search, as my web search, because they don't track you. They don't, they don't have any cookies or do all that stuff. So I use DuckDuckGo for a browser, just to kind of be on the safe side. But High Sierra on my MacBook 11, on my MacBook Pro has been really, really good. Now, here's what I did. When I bought my MacBook Pro, I got 750 gig hard drive. I got 8 gigs of RAM. I got the i7 processor, or whatever the highest processor was at the time. And I got AppleCare with it and something else. Oh, okay. Grab some wash clothes. All right. Hey, no problem. No problem. But, so I spec'd it out because I wanted it to last. And not only has it lasted, but it's done really, really good. Really good. It's done a lot better than any Windows machine that I have owned. So I'm a little hesitant to say, yeah, we're going to upgrade. No problem. No problem, Holiday. Well, hey, man, I do got laundry to do, so if you want to come here and, maybe throw some in the washer or take some out the dryer, I know we'd really appreciate it. But, it's one of those things, where I was really, and still am surprised at how smooth my MacBook's doing and how great it's doing. Now, when I get a new computer, I'm going to spec it out the same way. I'm going to say, hey, this is what I want. This is the hard drive that I want. This is the RAM that I want. This is the processor that I want. Because I'm going to end up having it for another 6 to 8 years or 6 to 7 years. So I'm not going to have to worry about that. Like I said, one of the things that I want to do is I want to take my movie collection. We have a bunch of movies. And I want to take my movie collection and convert them all to digital and load them up in iTunes, if I'm able to, or Google or whatever. Load them up in a digital format. Because I don't know about you guys, but since I stream everything now, since me and my wife, we stream everything over the internet, that is why college students prefer MacBook laptops. Exactly, Tech, exactly. But I don't know if you guys are like me, if you're using a Chromecast, if you're using the Amazon Fire Stick, if you're using a Roku or an Apple device, when we were able to stream a lot of the shows that we like to watch, we told DirecTV goodbye. And I know I've talked about this several times. We told DirecTV bye. And it is so easy because I can click on a movie. It's playing in either 4K. If I got the 4K Apple TV, all my DVDs would upgrade to 4K. I use a Chromecast daily to the projector. Nice, man, nice. But it's just so easy to say, okay, honey, what do you want to watch tonight? Go over there, click on it, and it's playing in 1080p with Dolby Digital surround sound. The only thing that I'm lacking is a surround sound system, which I really, really want. And I've been really, really good, but I wish I had gotten the Fire Stick to put Kodi on. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, and that's a great add-on. The only thing right now with with Kodi is that a lot of the add-ons are getting hit. They're scared because they're afraid that they're fixing to get hit. Oh, Tech says Chromecast and Netflix. Yeah, man. Exactly. So, what I do, here's my setup, and maybe this will help you guys decide on what y'all want to use. I use Sling TV for watching a few of the cable shows that I like Food Network, Cartoon Network. My wife likes Hallmark. She gets the Hallmark channel, Hallmark movie channel, and the Hallmark regular channel. There's some other shows, Boomerang, TV Land, stuff like that. So we get that, and we get some sports with it too for college, watching college sports and stuff. Okay, so we use that. That's $35 a month. Then, of course, like everybody else in America, we have Netflix, we have Hulu, we have CBS for locals. So I get a local channel, CBS app. So that helps us out really, really good to see what the weather's going on and local news and stuff like that. Let's see, what else did I use? Oh, of course, Twitch TV. I use Twitch TV to watch video games, people streaming video games. Of course, YouTube, ton of content on YouTube. So we were able, with all of that, oh, and the CW app. Did you know that if you download the CW app, CW21 is what it is here, you can watch the Arrow, Flash, Supernatural, Supergirl. You can watch all of them for free. The app is free. It doesn't cost you to stream any of that. All I do is just watch it like Friday. Fridays are a big day because I'm not streaming or anything. So Friday's mine and my wife's big day. We sit down and we watch everything. Also, with the CBS app, I can watch The Big Bang Theory when it comes on, when it shows live. So if I want to watch it and not miss an episode, and I know that, hey, it comes on Thursday at 7 p.m., I can turn on the CBS app and watch it. Also watch Price is Right. She gets to watch her soap operas and stuff like that. So there was no sense in me paying DirecTV all that money. And it's completely high definition TV, 1080. It's surround sound, comes in Dolby surround sound 5.1, except for Sling TV. Sling TV is 2.1 instead of 5.1. Twitch TV plus internet and order those services cost is less, but Sling TV, Netflix, Twitch TV plus internet and order those services cost is less, but by how much? Okay. Sling TV is $35. Twitch is free. Twitch TV is free. Netflix is $10, so there's $45 right there. Just on those services, right? Hulu is $12, so that's $57. Okay. $57, and I was paying $150 a month just for TV, right? Internet, let's see. Internet is running me because now I'm using next to the highest speed. So internet for me is about $90 something a month. So when you add that all up, it's about the same as what I was paying, $150 a month for DirecTV. But here's the thing. I already had internet when I had DirecTV, right? So where I live, if I wanted to go down to a lower speed and still support everything I had, my internet would only be $25 a month, okay? So I don't count internet as part of my TV because the reason I say that is because I already had internet. Even when I was paying $150 a month for DirecTV, I still had internet. So what I did was I kept the internet bill separate from the TV bill. So those two are two separate things. So if I'm paying $150 for TV, I basically cut that off and I'm saving $100 a month on TV. That's $100 a month that can go towards something else. Internet I already had. Yeah, exactly, since 2007, because there's too much out there. And if you shop around for your ISPs, for your internet service providers, you can find some really good deals and introductory rates that they'll give you that will last for a year to 2 years, you know. And then you can call them up and say, hey, do I qualify? Because that's what I did. I called my internet company and I was like, hey, do I qualify for this introductory? Oh, yeah, Mr. Ray, you're good. You do qualify. Oh, okay, great. You know, and if I have to step down a tier, then that's fine. If I have to go down back to 25 or if I have to go back to 50, that's fine. That's still plenty fast enough for what I do and for what we do. You know, no big deal. But, you know, DirecTV wasn't going to give me a break. I had to quit. I had to cancel DirecTV in order for them to offer me something. Yep, hit that retention department. Most companies will try and keep up. Except for DirecTV, that's what I'm saying. I literally had to drop DirecTV like a bad habit. Then they were sending me letters in the mail talking about, hey, if you come back right now, we'll give you 800 channels for $25 a month. Why didn't you give me this? I was a loyal customer for 11 years. 11 years I have been lining your pocket. And the only time that you want to give me a break is when I have to call in? No. And see, here's the great thing about it, Tech. If this gets too expensive, like if the stuff that I have gets too expensive, I can cut Sling TV, no contract. I can cancel anytime. Anytime I can get rid of Sling TV, right? I can cancel Hulu anytime, no contract. I can cancel Netflix anytime, no contract. CW Network's free. CBS, the CBS app that I use for my locals ain't $5 a month. $5 a month. Okay? YouTube is free. My wife does Pixel on YouTube, and it's like $14 a year or something like that. There's a lot of good streaming services out there. PlayStation Vue, I was using PlayStation Vue and it was good. It has DVR capabilities. It has a lot of channels on it, but it got to where they wanted $55 a month for the package that I had with PlayStation Vue. And I was just like, no, I'm not doing that. PlayStation Vue also has more sports. YouTube TV, I do not get down here, but like Jason said, it's $35 a month. I don't know how good it is, but I'm not offered that. Hulu also has live TV that you can get, Hulu TV, to go along with their streaming service. And I think it's like 30-something a month, 35 a month. Sling TV, you can get as cheap as $25 a month. And it only gets higher with certain packages that you pick, you know. So with Sling TV, you can say, okay, your base package is going to be $25, right? And then you look and you see what channels you want, and each set will either cost $5 extra a month, or you can do what I did and get the lifestyle package, which gives you like 4 different packages for $10. That's why mine's $35 a month, but I get everything I want. You know, I get everything that I want to watch, and I'm not spending an arm and a leg on it. Whew. Well, guys, it's that time. I have been talking for a long time. Thank you to everybody who's watched, everybody who's hung out with me. I pray that y'all enjoyed it as much as I have. It has been awesome talking about just listening to me ramble. Thank you guys for paying attention to me and listen to me ramble about everything I'm interested in and everything you're interested in. That's what makes this so fun and so great. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like button, pound that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. And join me Thursday for Thank God It's Thursday stream. I don't know what I'm going to be playing, but I'll be playing something. If we don't have anything going on tomorrow, I may do a Wednesday stream, but I'm not going to guarantee that. But I will definitely stream Thursday. But as always, it's your boy Sub-Zero J Ray saying peace. Have a blessed night. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.